Hey guys, it's Josie. Today we're going to be reading Cooper's Airplane Adventure by Melissa Wu. Let's get started. Cooper's Airplane Adventure by Melissa Wu. Early one morning, Cooper rubbed his eyes, scratched his head, wiggled his paws, and hopped out of bed. This was going to be a very fun day. Cooper was going to visit his grandma, and he was going to take his first airplane ride ever. It was time to get ready for an exciting adventure. Cooper had a great idea. He decided to gather everything he needed for his trip in his nifty new backpack. Cooper carefully packed 4 of his favorite army bears, 2 honey snacks, 1 toothbrush, and his most comfy pajamas. Next, Cooper looked under his bed, behind his door, in his closet, and all over the floor to make sure he wasn't forgetting anything important. Cooper did not want to do that. "It's time to go to the airport," said Cooper's mom as he tromped out of the front door. Cooper wondered what the airport would be like. After all, he had never been to one before. Wowee! It turned out the airport was jam-packed with cool stuff. There were folks going in every direction and speaking lots of different languages. He heard ribbits, howls, and cock-a-doodle-doos. He heard oinks, roars, squeaks, and moos. He wanted to know what they were all saying, but Cooper had other places to be. Who would have thought there'd be so much to see? There were paw salons and whisker trimming booths. There were food stands that sold yummy things like sweetgrass smoothies and honeycomb brittle. Others had super gross things like swamp mud pies and bags of deep-fried flies. Cooper crinkled his nose. He wanted to explore some more, but boarding time had arrived. Even though Cooper was excited to ride on a real plane, that meant he had to leave the airport, which he had just begun to discover. But the moment he stepped aboard, Cooper completely forgot about the airport. There were all sorts of exciting things to see. Then, Cooper had a great idea. How cool to be to meet a real-life pilot. He started down the aisle when his friend, the flight attendant, tapped him on the shoulder. "Where do you think you're going, little bear?" she asked. "Run along and take your seat, please." Cooper did not want to do that. Disappointed his mission was interrupted, Cooper trumped to his seat and buckled in. He looked around and noticed all sorts of buttons around him. Cooper bet this was what a cockpit looked like. One button shined a light on him. Next, he twisted a knob and the air whooshed in his face. Another button made his seat go back, and suddenly he felt like he was flying the plane. There were even arrows on his armrest to make the plane go up and down, forward and back. Cooper had a great idea. Then Cooper's imagination took off to the jungle. Captain Cooper thought, and off he flew. Soon he saw monkeys swinging and parrots singing. There were dinosaurs grazing. It was all so amazing. Cooper felt like the king of the world. Before Cooper knew it, the plane had landed and his friend, the flight attendant, appeared. Would you like to take a tour of the cockpit before you go? The cat started a YouTube video. Before Cooper knew it, the plane had landed and his friend, the flight attendant, appeared. Would you like to take a tour of the cockpit before you go? He asked. Of course he did. Whoa, the cockpit was even more amazing than Cooper had imagined. There were levers, lights, switches, and screens, gauges, blinkers, and high-tech machines. But best of all, Cooper got to meet the pilot. As soon as Cooper got off the plane, he searched the crowd for his grandma. She was easy to spot. He ran straight to her and couldn't wait to tell her about his exciting journey. She gave him a giant bear hug and said, "Cooper, I love you." Cooper's visit with Grandma had only just begun, but it was a high-flying adventure, left him feeling quite exhausted, so he did what any little bear would do. He climbed into his grandma's car, gazed dreamily up on the clouds, and before he knew it, Cooper fell asleep. The end. I hope you liked the book. Thanks for watching. Bye.